Cash insecurities in organizations, institutions, circles and saving groups continues to limit development in some communities. Founded in 2001, True African provides software solutions to address specific business needs, payment gateways to different organizations, including banks, to help in monitoring of funds and money records.
We have a Village Savings and Loans Associations, the VSLA's solution called IMARA, which consists of an e-recording tool and also gives access to village savings groups access to credit. They're able to access credits for the group for the group to then on lend to its members. That platform is used also to collect information so that they have, it basically replaces the ledger books that they've been using to digitize that information so that it's easily accessible, not only for them, they're able to give easy statements, they're able, a borrower or a member of the group is able to track the transactions that they've had with that particular group.
For some groups, adoption of digital financial inclusion is costly. True African is helping organizations, especially saving groups, to securely and efficiently transact large volumes of payments on a single platform under one umbrella through their microfinance institution.
When we went to digitize groups, we found that the cost of digitizing them, the cost that they would incur if they were to use, for example, a USSD platform and the mobile money charges that come along with it, would erode half of the money that they're saving. So we decided to go back to the drawing board and start from the very basics. And what are those basics? We started a microfinance institution that lends the money to the group, and then the group, through its traditional methodology, will then lend to its members, and at the same time collect from those members, and then pay us or pay back the principal and the small interest to us.
According to True African, there is 90% of women engagement in their respective programs, especially merchant lending, MasterCard QR, among others. In addition to supporting women, True African is reaching out to women farmers in Bujiri district through the Rice Project. However, there is still need for women to innovate into financial inclusion, according to Head of Business Operations at True African.
Generally, even when we go to these village savings groups, you'll find that the attendance is mostly by women. So by no particular design, we have ended up with more women and we're supporting more women. That's one. Two, when it comes to the credit facilities that we give, so for example, with the rice workers that we're working with, the 40 ladies that we've done a project with, women generally pay back, they're better payers than men. So even in our design, when we're going out, we will actually know that it's a bit skewed towards women rather than men. This was a partnership with a company called Agrenovate. Agrenovate is run by one of my shareholders in this business, and he is in agriculture. Yeah, he's in agriculture and wants to bring technology to agriculture. So we have partnered with him, Apollo Muyanja. He's working with these women groups where they're doing rice, they're doing a number of other crops, and we feel that it's a good thing for us to help him bring that technology to them.
I have seen that there are women out there who are beginning to get into the techie world, which wasn't necessarily there before. And especially, I would say, in the last couple of years, I've seen it popping up more and more. And here, especially in Uganda, I've seen that there's a lot of women who are actually in the FinTech, in the technology world, etc. Truthfully, I haven't really seen women who have come to True African and say, let me build an app, or, help us build an app, or we want to take this to the next level, etc. We hope that there are going to be more women because we would like to include women, etc. as they come along is when we're more than happy to help them. We're more than happy to help any women-based led businesses. But we haven't come across those as much. It's typically, I don't know if women are shy or if they think that maybe there'll be a fallback or that the idea will not be accepted. I have encouraged my ladies, actually. I encouraged my ladies within my team. I try to have, I've got a gender policy where I'm having more women signing up or working with us here at True African. It will be very interesting to see by the end of this year, we actually have, I think, 3 projects from women within True African that are actually gonna be coming out, and we hope that that True African they're gonna be powered by True African, and I hope that they go a lot further than they have now, where we actually don't have any projects within True African that have been led by women.
After an interaction with high people, True African had thoughts about Mojalop, the open source software.
Our story goes back to 2001 when we developed the first mobile banking application in Uganda. And largely around the world. I don't think there was anybody else that was doing it at the time. And from that, we started to think of ways of more inclusion. How do we get more people to use financial services? And so we created what is now today known as a wallet. And we tried to sell this wallet in its form, as it exists today. But the telcos were not looking at that. At the time, they were looking at using airtime as the currency that people would use. And the challenge there was, how do you get the revenue authority to distinguish between money that has been used or airtime that has been used to purchase something and airtime that has been used as airtime? Well, Mojalop is not really up to us. It's really up to the promoters of Mojalop to say to us that, you know what, we have listened to all the concerns that all the innovators and communities around the world are crying out for, and we have created this so that you can take advantage of this and address the issues of cost, the issues of adoption, the issues of education, all those issues that come with having a platform like this one. If they can address those issues for us, it's a fantastic thing. From the way that we see, the way it's been explained to us, the way it's being built, we think that it's a fantastic thing. The question is, when do we get it? When do we start using it? Will all the players buy into it? So like the major players, I think my colleague had mentioned earlier, how do you get all the telcos, the banks, government, and all of these guys to buy into a single platform that is good for everybody? Yeah. So it's a fantastic innovation. It's a platform that will help a lot. We just hope that it will continue, and we will actually see it to its conclusion.
Today has been the 9th day of the 40 Days 40 FinTechs project.
Mojalop is designed as a reference model for payment interoperability, given the challenges that we've been facing to scale up the adoption of digital financial services. Amazingly, it's been now almost 4 years of developing this open source, but the great news is that adoption has now started. A number of players are taking a part of Mojalop, others are making use of all of it, others are trying to code a bit of it to implement solutions in different countries. In West Africa, in Europe, in France, Orange is doing that. MTN and Orange with a Mawali product are also already doing something. Tanzania is doing Tipsy, and even in Uganda we have some test platforms. Additionally, GSMA has created the test environment for Mojalop. So it has a simulator, it has all the kind of tools that are needed for any developer or fintech to actually try out Mojalop. So I should say very soon, I mean, it should be a few months to come, Mojalop should be active and working and already impacting different people. But I also say that the impact of Mojalop is already existing for the fact that they came out to actually speak to interoperability openly. So, and if there are any success of interoperability going forward, be put on record that 80% of them actually will be because mobile came into existence. The works of content aggregation, the SMSs that made many weddings successful, have made so many families actually be and have been the same reason that brought so many amazing children into this world. Some of them are getting super A's and all that. Others have graduated already. And True African, because of their input in digital inclusion, have played the most important role of achieving financial inclusion, because like we've seen in the world, mobile has helped accelerate financial inclusion. And if it were not for the works of organizations like True African to advocate and to scale people's more usage of mobile devices, then we would never achieve even the mobile money results that we have today.
The 40 Days 40 FinTechs project is organized by High People under its Include Everyone program in partnership with Crosslake Tech, Modusbox and Modulo Foundation. Rita Cabanyoro, Smart 24.